sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure that you're staying abreast of everything on our channel, and be sure to turn on your notifications so that you know when we post new videos. Hey there, welcome to the Legacy Holistic Health Institute channel. I'm your host here today. I am Dr. Angela Cudger. In this video, we're going to be continuing our series. Now, you probably have already watched phase 1 and level 1, as well as phase 2. In this video, we are going to be covering level 2 of how to manifest now, right? Or manifestation made simple. And so today, before we jump into the content over the next couple seconds, I want you to make sure that you look down below to check out a few of the events that we have going on. The first one is Cohort 32's enrollment. Make sure you be a part of that class if you're someone who's in health and wellness and healthcare already. Make sure you check out the Sacred Wellness and Wealth Retreat that's happening in Costa Rica over the winter solstice, and check out our Black Tie event that's coming up here in Atlanta. Now, let's talk about what the levels of manifestation are. Now, we already discussed what phase 1, what phase 2, and what level 1 is. Now, remember, there are 3 phases and 3 levels to manifestation. And typically, people kind of get tripped up trying to get out of phase 1, level 1. And you want to make sure that in order to solidly get into phase 2, where matter actually starts to move and things actually start to materialize, you want to make sure that you are aware of what is happening between phase 1, level 1, and getting into phase 2 and level 2, which is what we're going to cover today. In order to get to phase 2, you have to master phase 1, levels 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And so we're going to be talking today about level 2 across the phases. Okay. Specifically in phase 1, because that is when it is the most active. When you move on to phase 2 and phase 3, level 2, your words are still very important. They're still very active, but you're not making new requests. You're really affirming what you've already asked for on a daily basis. You're not asking for necessarily asking for the same thing over and over and over again, but you're speaking words that make sense, that are in alignment with what you're looking to manifest, but not specifically that same request. Now, think about when we're looking at our analogy of ordering from a restaurant. So let's look at what that looks like, okay? When we look at our diagram here and we're ordering from our restaurant, remember, in phase 1, we're looking at sitting down at the restaurant, being specific about the place that we're choosing to eat, being specific about the dish that we want to eat, and the time that we want to eat it. So when we're talking about something specific that we want to manifest, and we're in phase 1, level 1, we're specific about the day, date, time. If it's money, the amount. If it is money for specifically for something, what that thing actually is, right? And if it is a potential partnership, if it is something that it has been an issue that is ongoing in your life and in your family, and you're wanting to move beyond that. If it is health, wellness, right? If it is fitness, if it is any of these things that even have to do with your physical body. Remember, we covered some top areas that people have challenges manifesting things in. And so if it's any of those areas, same as if you go to a restaurant, there is a desire that you have. And for every demand, there is a supply. So your desire is equal to a demand being put on the universe. And so there is a supply for every demand. And so with everything that that you have going on, we want to make sure that when it comes to manifestation, that we are actually making sure that all of our requests make sense, that everything that we're doing concerning our request is ordered. And so when we're looking at level 2, now we're talking about our words. Now we're talking about, we're talking about the things that we say. One of the things that I have grown to discover is that it is level 2. It is not making sure that level 2 is where it needs to be. Is the reason why people can't get to phase 2. They either are saying something, they either are uttering something, or they're allowing words to be spoken around them concerning them that do not allow them to solidly get into phase two so that they can manifest. And so we're going to cover a little bit of that today. When we're talking about level two, level two has everything to do with what you say, what you utter, how you say it, how you string your words together, right? You'll have you have people that will and let me tell you, the longer I stay in the industry of health, wellness, physical fitness, healthcare, holistic living, spirituality, metaphysics, right? The longer I stay in this industry, obviously in my own spiritual development, the more developed I become, and the more my senses become more sensitive, I'll say, to the things that people say. And so I'm very careful to limit my time. I'm very careful to limit my attention to things that I know that are out of alignment. When I was first a part of different things or coming up as a new entrepreneur, I felt like I had needed to be in every circle everywhere. Once I learned what alignment was all about and what my true purpose was, I was able to do that a lot more seamlessly. And not only that, even in those spaces and places that I choose, I am still able to listen, and I am still able to hear how people string together words to determine if they believe that something is actually going to manifest. And so, one of the things that I will say is that our team, and I'm grateful for our team. If they ever approach me with anything, they say, I believe in this thing, and so I believe this thing is going to be great for legacy. And so if there's any sense of a lack of belief or a lack of alignment, we immediately talk about it. And we immediately root it out. Okay, who feels like they cannot do X, Y, and Z, right? Concerning this specific thing. If anyone says, well, me, I don't feel comfortable doing da da da, why not? Especially if it's something that's in alignment with where we're going as an institution. And so I want to hear that. And 100% of the time, it is their own mental mindset blocks or stops that they then project. We're always all projecting who we are and what we feel, and we supercharge those projections with our words. It is them projecting their own ideas around abundance. It is them projecting their own ideas around ability, a capability, right? Knowledge and skills. It is them projecting their own lack of these things or inability onto what has already been provided and has already shown up for them. And for many of us, we're doing the same thing, right? We are all always projecting who we are and how we feel onto other people. We do it to our children, we do it to our spouses, we do it to our coworkers. And so we want to today in this video, whether you catch it now or you catch it later, the information in this video is timeless. Your word bonds you to your future, right? When whoever made up the phrase word is bond made up something that is so significant. Your words bind you to the experience, to the thing that you want to experience. I've heard people say, or I have heard people say over the years, oh my God, this person almost died. I thought they were going to die. Or they'll say something like that, and the person ends up being deceased shortly after that, right? Now, it doesn't always end up that way, but we have to understand that the universe is indifferent about what it is we choose to say and what we choose to ask for. The universe is just going to look to bring you that thing. And especially this is important, because if a person is and we'll talk a little bit more about this later, joking or being cynical, two things that are tied to a joke. Number one, your emotions and your words. Those two things are tied to jokes. The emotion you want other people to feel when you say it, and the emotion that you feel when you thought of it, like, man, that was funny. But the universe does not accept your cynicism and say, oh, they were just kidding. The universe is more like, let me go ahead and give you that. The right emotion was behind it, and look at that. You completely ignored it and released it. So we got you right in the phase two. And that thing comes to pass. So we have to be really, really careful about the things that we say, the words that we use, because words supercharge thoughts. and they bind us. Words along with emotions bind us to the future that we're looking to have. And so if it is something that you are not looking to manifest, you want to be very careful about how you string your words together. There are people who you'll become a little bit more keen about this. And if you want, we can do a separate video. I won't go into that in this video, a separate video about how to string together words so that they always manifest something positive. Because you'll have people that have been inundated with things that are non-positive, right? I'm not going to say negative, non-positive, right? And so they go out, they send out more thoughts that they think are positive. But when you really look at the structure of the sentence, when you really look at the words, they use a bunch of contractions: can't, don't, won't, right? They use a bunch of contractions: wouldn't, shouldn't, couldn't. So when they're writing something or when they're sharing something, these words almost always show you that they're in a non-positive manner, right? Now, every sentence that we say, whether it is positive or non-positive, we can turn it around to be something positive. We can turn it around to be something positive. We can always restructure the sentence to make it something that is in the flow of what we want to receive, right? People are, and this is especially true when people use their words to manifest their relationships, whether it's their relationships at work, in business, with colleagues, in love, with their children. They use words like, I don't want to be a teen mom that does da 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 da, right? Instead of saying, I'm desiring to be, I want to be, I now am, right? And that's why it's important to know what to say when you're trying to get into phase two. It is the words. Every single time, it is the words that keep a person out of phase two. Every single time. And phase two is where the magic happens. Phase two is where the yumminess happens. All matter starts to move. And so in phase one, level two, you want to make sure that the words that you're speaking are in alignment with the unidirectional flow of the thing you want to receive. Okay. And so let's take a look here at some specific things about this. Let's take a look. Words supercharge our intentions. Got to be clear. Once we know what they are, we speak them. We speak them out loud. The breath in our bodies, breath is so key. Breath is literally the gateway to so many things. Breath work, doing basic breath work shows us that. But breath is the passageway, so to speak, of getting us to that next phase. And so we want to make sure that when we are looking to remain in alignment, that the specific words that come out of us, those things that we give life to, right? It is imperative that those things flow in alignment with the desire that you have. You don't sit at a restaurant and order a steak and then sit there and say, I can't wait till my salmon gets here. Oh my goodness. Knowing that you ordered garlic mashed potatoes and you're singing and waiting and for a sweet potato. It doesn't make sense, right? We must know that the things that we have ordered, the things that we've desired, everything that we say speaks to that thing, right? It anything other than that is completely jarring to the universe and it's out of alignment and it stops everything, right? It stops everything. And so words determine the direction of our vibrational currency, whether it goes forward or backwards, whether it's positive or non-positive, right? Words bind us to the outcome. It is our bond, right? It binds us to what will be our future, right? And then everything starts with a thought and it is confirmed with the words. It is so you can think that this is why people can't get to phase two, where the magic happens, right? They have a thought in a way of what they want. They're clear, they tied emotions to it, and then they say words that confirm something else. They say words that confirm the opposite of what it is they're looking for. And then they wonder why it never got to phase two. Why didn't I get the evidence of this thing coming into my life? It is because the words are misaligned with the thing that person has originally requested. Okay. And so you want to make sure that when you are saying and speaking the thing that you put your intentionality on, they both are parallel in the direction that you're looking to manifest. Okay, and then you want to speak only positive words. If I I had to really do work around choosing positive phrases. And I noticed that many of the things that I would journal early on in life were all non-positive. And so I had to learn, okay, let me write in a positive way. Let me write in a way. And even now, when I'm writing something, even if it's just a basic email response, I'll go back and take all the non-positive words out of it, right? Take all the never, no, can't, don't, won't, right? And I rearrange the sentence, the diction, right? To be positive so that no matter who it's flowing to, it is always flowing in the direction that I want my life and my business and my relationships to go, you know? And so speak positive words only. Find new ways to express yourself through words. If you got to some of us have to reteach ourselves how to speak. Some of us only grew up in an environment that was conducive to non-positive words. And so we have to be cognizant of what we say, right? One of the things that you'll learn, and I hope you'll pick up over this next series and some of the other series that we'll cover on this channel, is that um, everything, everything that flows from us was impressed upon us in many cases by someone else. Now, there are remnants and things, inside of us that come from our old soul's journey or our soul's journey, and we just bring them back with us, right? But most things have been impressed upon us from childhood or from whenever. And so we want to make sure that when we are looking to manifest, that we start to rewrite a different script. Manifesting and doing so effectively requires new avenues of expression. It just does. It is the difference between a musical artist being able to innovate and continue to sell and grow and another one not, right? Or any business for that matter, right? Innovation, expression of self, right? Especially through words, has to be progressive in order to consistently manifest, okay? Our word is our bond, and then words tell the universe our true feelings. And so we can say, I want this thing, I'm desiring this thing, and then turn around in our words tell the waiter something else, right? It's like you're sitting there thinking with your menu, and then your words, you say, I'm thinking steak. Can I have the salmon? It just doesn't make sense, right? We have to think about those things, okay? And so when we're looking at, our words, and in level two, we also want to be cognizant of the rules. So you learned the rules in some of the other parts of this series, but I still want you to be aware of them here. Level two is the most active in phase 1 and 3. Your words, what you say, and confirming and things like that. And then level 3, we'll get into that, because level 3, it's not words going towards a thing that you want to manifest. It's words asking, what should I release and where should it go? And we'll get into the magic of that solidly says, send this thing to them in haste. The universe will pour it into you, right? And so every phase has a start and a stop. Keep that in mind. Every phase has 3 levels, and there are 3 phases. And then we can only be in one phase at a time. You can't be in phase 1 and 3 at the same time, unless there are 2 different things that we're looking to manifest. So keep that in mind as well. Thoughts must flow in one direction, right? Similar to the flow of electricity. Thoughts shouldn't go back and forth, out and in, right? We're always sending thoughts out to meet other thoughts to create things, and vice versa. We are also aligning with the other thoughts of others to create things on the planet. That is how everything on the planet has been created. And so we also want to understand that our words supercharge our thoughts, and that matter starts to shift and change and rearrange itself in phase 2. Thoughts must be words spoken for phases to change, right? Thoughts must equal, the words that are spoken in order for you to get from one phase to another. And then all actions are ordered steps. And you want to always stay curious. Allow yourself to have new thought. Allow yourself to create different words in the way that you want to express yourself. But allow the new in. You'll start to see as well that another major theme with consistent manifestation is newness, transformation, right? The human being was put on this planet to evolve, always to evolve. Okay. And so when we're looking at this, we want to make sure that we avoid a few things. And some of these things may be obvious, but we want to make sure that we list those here as well. Complaining, blaming, shaming, negative energy and words, negative energy and words. I'm going to actually go back through this, you guys, so we can see those. Let's get to this last stop. All right. Complaining, blaming, and shaming, right? Want to make sure we avoid this at all costs. Negative energy and negative words, persuasive speaking, or speaking the opposite of what it is we want, right? Bi-directional thoughts, thinking of it as something that you already have and that's something that you can own and be a part of, and then turning around and thinking that you're not worthy, right? Or thinking that the timing is off, right? Or thinking that you've got to wait for something. And make sure you keep in mind, because people tend to do this. They say there's something that they desire and they know they want it. They know they're in alignment with it. They vibrate with where it is. It feels good to them. It feels like it's in alignment with their purpose. It certainly brings out the passion in them. And then they say, I think I'm going to wait on God. The thought came from God. Eek! What are you waiting for? And that thought went to meet other thoughts of people who are going to help you right where you vibrate at. So if you're at the level that vibrates and says, and I said that at 11:11, you're on 8:8, your thought process that goes out goes with your vibratory signature, goes with the level that you're currently vibrating at. So if that level says, I'd love to do this, if I had this resource, that connection, and this thing, that vibration goes out to meet where it's supposed to go so that you'll have everything you need. Why would you ever wait for anything? Why would you ever wait? Why would we ever wait? Right? Everything is vibration. Everything is moving. The thought, the inspiration came from God already. Don't wait. Don't wait. Let your thought freely go out and meet other thoughts at the vibratory frequency that you're at. You will get the help that you need. Trust me. Don't wait. There's no waiting. There's no waiting for anything at any time ever. Everything is vibration. So I hope you have enjoyed level 2. Be sure to check out the other videos in this series and go ahead. Don't be afraid. Watch the rest of the videos, video 1 through 7, so that you can learn all 3 phases and all 3 levels. Thank you again. If you haven't already yet, share energy with me and click like on this video, and make sure you share this video out as well. Pleasure sharing time and space with you.